Let's go into a comic review real quick, because we all actually got to check out Legends of Oz. It's a new comic series. Well, actually, it's in the issue 2, you said.
It, as far as I checked today, there was a second issue that was available.
Okay, I only got to peep issue 1 myself, but am I alone in the house? Did anyone else go any farther?
I didn't go any further.
No, we just read issue 1.
Okay, cool.
I read issue 1 because I did not want to read issue 2 because of issue 1.
Okay, you expressed your disdain for this sucker.
So I liked it.
You dug it.
It's like a Wild West meets Oz scenario. You got like this Tin Man, Clockwork Man thing going on. Mm-hmm. It has a lot of the tropes of Westerns, and then it's flipped on its head with like an Oz spin to it. So you get this great like shootout between the Clockwork Man. He rides a tiger. It's just a lot of fun. I thought that the tiger bear, excuse me, a bear tiger.
I was kind of digging that. We're talking about Legends of Oz.
It was just fun. It's a good way. I enjoyed that it flipped what you expect from Oz, yet it's still so clearly set in that world.
Yeah, it was a little different. I like when they take Elseworlds, but we're talking about Legend of Oz, TikTok, and the Kalidah, which is a harder name to say than you might think. But it's by Rob Anderson and art by Renato Ray.
Had some really good art. I really enjoyed the coloring. Was very vivid.
The art was okay. The art didn't move me because it's... what's up?
No, go. Sorry.
I was going to say the art didn't move me per se because it seemed like generic comic.
Well, it's not exceptional, but for this type of comic, a lot of the time they try to do things too stylized.
I like that, though. It's half fantasy.
I enjoyed that it had a very traditional feel while presenting us a non-traditional story.
I agree. I thought the artwork was actually the best part of it.
Well, because you hated everything else, though.
But legitimately, the artwork is really good.
You can't be like, I hated every experience of this. The best part of it was the car ride home. Like,
the artwork and the way each of the comic panels was laid out, and it was tailored for the webpage itself, but all of that was absolutely fantastic. I actually really enjoyed.
I'm getting a very funny sense of how you read comics. You basically read the story, didn't like it. The artwork was okay, but you just complimented the pagination above everything.
Yep.
That's like saying, the lettering on this was on point, son. I've never seen such crisp penmanship.
To be fair, I definitely judge comics by their lettering.
You judge comics by
There's some great lettering out there.
I didn't even talk about the lettering. Where'd you get that from?
I'm talking about the lettering. It was good lettering.
Okay, enough about the lettering.
It was a good comic. I enjoyed it. Here's my official review of it. For me, I liked it as an interesting take in Oz. It's not what you anticipate from an Oz story. It's got flying monkeys. They're really cool, like kind of bara dudes. And will I continue reading it? Not necessarily. It's not really my thing. But for what it is, I enjoyed seeing an Oz set story that wasn't telling the same things over and over. There's no Dorothy. There's no, none of those tropes.
Well, no,
there is a Dorothy.
Well, you know what I mean? Like the traditional sense that we're like, that's Dorothy with her slippers and she has come to save us.
It's a different take set in that same universe.
That's what well, what I'm saying is that it gives us that Western feel, and I enjoyed that to it.
Well, what's up?
I just think it's the whole Western adaptation of Oz. It's just purely aesthetic, and they missed out on sort of the important things of Oz. Like they kept the aesthetics of Oz, like the flying monkeys and the Tin Man and
set in that universe.
Right. But what they actually missed was the characters and their personalities of Oz, and that is the more interesting part of it. Like,
well, I think it falls into what kind of comic fan you are, what kind of genre reader you are in general. I myself dig westerns. I take it they're not really entirely your cup of tea.
Well, it's not. Comics in general are not my cup of tea.
Oh, hater! Why are we even condoning?
Sean.
No, if it can win over, or if a story can win over somebody who's not directly into the medium, then it's one of the ones that really stands out. Yeah. I myself like westerns. I'm okay on fantasy stories, but this one took an odd turn. Not an odd turn, took an interesting twist on that style of making a western in a fantasy universe, which I like. The only thing that weirded me out is the writing in this was kind of just
It's a little stilted.
A little bit.
A little bit. That's the worst part. That is my biggest complaint about it.
To me, a little bit. You walked in here like, man, this comic can need I'm gonna tell you what that's how you sound too. I'm gonna tell you what I think about this bullshit. And then Johnny laid into us for 45 minutes before the show on how much he hates the comic book the comic book industry, and by association,
Yes.
Dave Navarro. I don't know where that came from.
All of it is just
he's never done a
absolute
comic in his
rubbish.
life.
I hate comics.
Yeah. But loves that mustache, that facial hair. I don't know why. No, what I'm getting at is, well, not what I'm getting at. I said my piece. I thought this was an okay book. I would recommend this to anyone who's really into the Continuing Adventure in Oz series, or just really into westerns. It's not the greatest western, but it's an interesting take on the western that may inspire you to at least read a couple of issues. Johnny?
Right. I have a different recommendation. It is specifically to the 3 creators that are listed on there. My recommendation is that they stop this particular comic series and just start fresh with something else and probably find a different writer.
Wow. Okay.
That's harsh, man.
Yeah, okay.
Way harsh,
Amy's
Ty.
going to write fan letters to the letterer.
I've only written one fan letter in my whole life, actually.
To a letterer?
It was not to a letterer, but it was to a writer.
That's a kind of letterer.
Yeah. Not to leave it mysterious, it was actually on a Lobo comic in the mid '90s.
Really?
I was praising the space dolphins.
That's a dangerous time.
I know. I think I was 12.